Hi once again everybody, I'm back again with another Hot Toys figure video. I've got 3 new figures through in the post this week. So this is the first one I'm going to show. This is Jor-El from Man of Steel, obviously played by Russell Crowe. What I'm going to do with my videos now is I'll show you him straight out of the box, and when I come to show you his accessories I will pose him up with his accessories on. So it won't just be a figure standing here basically looking inanimate with the accessories down to the side. I thought I'd do it a little bit different because I had a few people ask me to pose my figures up a bit so they can see the articulation. I'm not going to grab the figure and start pulling his arms and his legs about. There are other people that do that, so if you want to see that sort of thing, check out other people's channels. So say this, as I said, this is Jor-El. So I'll give you a head to toe look and I'll talk a bit about the clothing and the paint apps and then move on to the accessories. So this is straight out the box. So before I come on to the figure, I'll just show you his stand. It's exactly the same as the Man of Steel stand. You've got the flexible pole, it's quite stiff, which is ideal for, I guess, if you want to put 2 figures on this stand, you can bend the pole right over and somehow sort of bend it up a bit and maybe put a figure on this side and then put another little separate stand on here and have another figure there if you wish to do that. It's also ideal if you want to do flight sort of poses. I can't remember if Jor-El flew. I think he did. He must do if he's Superman's dad. It's been a while since I've seen the film. But the stand, exactly the same as the Man of Steel stand, except for the colour. This is more of a bronzy sort of look, whereas the Man of Steel one was the yellow S and the blue bit in the background. It's got the aluminium nameplate, or if you're American, aluminum. So that's the stand. Basically this part again will not come down the arm. It's just too wide here. No matter how, even if you take out the screw, you still cannot stretch it open enough to take it down the stand, which is a bit of a pain, but never mind. This part of the top is separate. You just screw that on just to hold this in place. So that's the stand. We'll come on to the figure now. Starting with the head sculpt. Very good likeness to Russell Crowe. There are perfectionists out there that say it's slightly off, but I disagree. Especially if you move it to the side, you can definitely see that that is Russell Crowe. Be great for kit bashing if you want to use his head for that. It's ideal for Russell Crowe figures. The paint apps, superb. Cannot fault Hot Toys with their paint apps. And I say their sculpting is just getting better and better. Give it a side profile look. Definitely Russell Crowe. Different highlights in the hair, make it pop out a bit more. Really nice. So I have no quarrels about it at all. Clothing wise, when it focuses, just take it off. There you go. All this armour here, which has got a weathered sort of look to it, it looks metallic. It's not, it's actually plastic, and it is glued on to the clothing. It's not, you can't lift it off, so I advise you not to try. It's got 2 different layers of clothing. He's got this overgarment here, which is a fabric. So you've got the gold lines down it, open at the sleeve. It is full length, near enough, all the way down to the bottom. Does open up a little bit here. Round the back, I just lift his cape out of the way, I don't know if you can just see it, there is a little zip there, so you could, in theory I think, unzip it all the way if you wish to take it off to show the clothing underneath. The clothing underneath, it's a bit difficult to tell because it's hard to sort of pull this up. If you look on the arms, it's the same suit that's on the Man of Steel figure, same material, same feel to it, so it's exactly the same underneath. I'll try and give you an underneath look in a minute. He's got these plastic gauntlets on his arms, again a little sort of weathered effect. The two hands that he comes with out the box are these two sort of open palm, relaxed sort of hands. Again, great paint details on these. Now if I turn him round, hopefully he won't fall over. We'll have a look at the cape. Just anchor him there. That's it. Now the cape does have a very thin wire down the outside, so you can pose it with a little bit of manipulation and a lot of patience. You can get the look you want. As you can see, it does spray out. It will come out a lot more imagination. This side has also got the wire in it as well, so you can give some fairly good dynamic sort of posing looks to the cape. It's a shame that they didn't do it with the Man of Steel figure, but there you go. I'll show you the detail of the armour at the back. Just get it focused, there we go. You can see great paint apps, nice detail in it. It does look metallic and alien-like. Just try and give you a bit more of a look underneath if I can. It's quite tight, but you can see that he does have the normal Superman suit underneath. The boots are exactly the same as the Man of Steel, except for obviously these are black, whereas the Man of Steel's are red. So that's pretty much it for the clothing. So what I will do now is I will pause this video here, and when we come back I'll have him in a different pose with two different hands that he comes with. It also does come with these spare pegs, as all Hot Toys figures do. So I'll try and pose him up now with his fisted hands, so you can have a look at those. Okay, these are two of his other hands he comes with, the normal customary fisted hands. Now I found, I don't know if it's just with my figure or if they're all the same, but the body underneath, the joints on mine are very, very loose. Normally with Hot Toys figures they're very stiff, but this has gone the other way. If you notice, if I try to pull the arm up a bit to give him that more sort of aggressive sort of stance, let go, it's just dropping. This arm isn't as bad, it tends to stay up there a little bit more, so it's probably just my figure. The legs, I've tried to sort of open them up a little bit, but you are restricted because of this. I suppose with the zip at the back, that's where that would come in handy. If they lift the zip up a bit, it's going to be hidden by the cape, so you won't see it, but you could probably open the legs up a little bit more. So as far as articulation is concerned with this figure, I'm a bit disappointed. I will try and do some more extreme poses with some of his other accessories when I get round to it. Also just found out that these gauntlets can be taken off, so if you take the hand off they can slide off. So you can give him the look where you can take, I'm assuming you can take all of this clothing off, so you can just have the Superman type suit underneath if you wish to show him like that. But why would you, when this is really a nice looking cape and clothing on the top. So I'll pause the video here and we come back. I'll show him with another couple of his hands that he comes with. Okay, I've decided just to swap out one of the hands. I've left the normal relaxed hand there. He's also got this hand, which is can be used for two different things. One, it can be used for holding his gun, which I'll show you later, and another one could be used for holding this I believe this was in the film. It's the skull. I can't remember the name of what it was called, but it is plastic. It's got the slight gold tints all painted into it, so it's got nice paint apps, and he does hold it. I can do this one-handed. I'll just rest it there for the moment, quite nicely, so it looks like he's looking at it. So that's another one of his accessories. He does have another hand and another accessory that it comes with, so when we come back I'll show him with that. So here's his final hand. It's a trigger hand. I will show you it with the gun in a minute. And again, that's the hand that I've just shown you, used for holding the skull and his weapon. Speaking of which, here is the gun that he comes with. Not overly impressed with this. Yeah, it's got quite nice detailing on it, nice paint apps, but it's a bit boring really. I probably will show him with this in the cabinet, but you can see it's got little markings etched into it all over it. It is pretty movie accurate. He didn't really use it that much in the film. There's no moving parts whatsoever, it's just one solid plastic piece, but it's pretty nice detailing. I suppose they couldn't really have a lot of accessories with this guy, so it's nice that they have added something. So when we come back I will have him holding his gun. Okay, here we have the first pose with him holding his gun. Nothing special, just normal slightly open leg stance. There definitely is a problem with articulation with this figure, certainly with mine anyway. I would love to have had it held up a little bit higher, but I just can't do it because the clothing is restricting it, and the fact that the joints are very loose, it's stopping me from doing it. I suppose if I really felt brave I could take all his clothing off, get a newer body, put it underneath with slightly tighter joints, and it would be a lot better, but I'm not going to, so I'm never going to show him like this anyway. I never put my figures in extreme poses when they're in the detolf, purely because, as I've probably mentioned on earlier videos, it does tend to put a strain on the clothing and it will rip eventually, plus the fact that joints will loosen up if you keep it in too extreme a pose, so I don't do that. So that's that pose. I think what I might do is change the stand. I'll get another Hot Toys stand so I could probably do a little bit better on the posing for the next bit. So see you in a bit. This is the pose I'll probably have him in the detolf with. He's just holding up the skull there, looking at it. He's got his gun down to the side, and I have managed to use this stand. What I've done, although the cape does hide it a little bit, if I lift it up you can see that I've bent the stand right round. That's the only way you can really hold these figures if you wish to have them standing on this stand. What I might do is buy one of the Christopher Reeve Superman stands with the ice and all that and use it with these figures. But so you are very, very limited to how you pose this video with all this clothing on. So without the clothing on, the legs would be quite easy to bend. I've had no problem bending the legs on this guy. I'll try and do a kneeling down pose with him in a minute, see if I can get it. But what I'll probably try and do is bend out this a lot more so it's like flowing. So it will take a little bit of manipulating, but you can get it. So when we come back, hopefully I'll have him in a kneeling pose. Okay, here I have him down on his knees, pleading mainly with General Zod, to say don't do what you're doing. He didn't plead like this in the film because he was quite a strong character, but I thought I'd just show you that you can actually kneel him down if you wish. You can't have one leg up and one leg down though, it's really difficult. I've just opened up the cape as well a little bit, so you see you can spray it out. Does look quite good. You've got quite a bit of play in the head as well. It does move up and down quite a bit. Obviously you have to be careful when moving the head about, just in case you rub off the paintwork underneath. But there you go. Yes, the poses are crap. It's only because I can't really pose this figure up. It's just too difficult. Too many restrictions with mine anyway. I'm sure there's other people out there who spend hours messing around with the figure to get it exactly how they want it. For the purpose of these videos I can't really do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this now, pose him up how I'm going to have him in the cabinet, and that'll be it for this video. Okay, this is how I'm going to have him posed. Nothing major. I changed the hand out actually. I didn't use the gun hand for holding that. I've used just his normal open palmed hand. It just seems to hold it a little bit better. Doesn't fall out. But that's it for this figure. Should you get it? It depends really. If you're a big fan of the film and you want to get all the figures, then obviously yes, it's a no-brainer. Anyone else out there who's thinking should I, shan't I? It's not a figure that I would be too sort of worried about selling off at a later date really. I love the head sculpt. I love the head sculpt. I might be tempted to sell this one at a later date possibly, but get a head sculpt and kit bash my own Russell Crowe figure. But for the moment he will stay in my collection. I have got General Zod on the way. He should be here within the next 10 days from Sideshow. And all three together I think would look quite good, especially if you could pose them up in all three together as if they're interacting with each other. It might be a good, but overall it's not one of the most exciting Hot Toys figures, should I say. It's a figure that came when I opened it up. I didn't think, wow, that is cool. Yes, it's good. It's probably the best Russell Crowe out there, but it just doesn't wow me. I've had quite a few figures through recently and there hasn't really been, to be honest with you, many figures that have given me the wow factor. Superman, yes, it was better than what I expected, the figure. The next two figures that I've got that came through is Agent Phil Coulson and the Iron Patriot. Again, with those two, they don't wow me, but I'll talk about that when I do the videos of those, which will be very soon, within the next week or so. Maybe when Ed 209 arrives I might get that wow factor back. I have got one of my figures up for sale on eBay at the moment. It's my Jill Valentine battlesuit version, not battlesuit version, the BSAA version. The reason I'm getting rid of her is because it's a computer character and I don't want any more computer characters in my collection. So that one I'm selling off. I have got a custom figure that I am making. I've got virtually everything for him now, just waiting for the body to arrive, and when it does I will post a video of that one. And I'm planning on a couple of other customs. I want a Jason Statham custom, and I'm also thinking about a John McClane custom figure as well. So that's just three other things that are in the pipeline. So until my next video, which will possibly be Agent Phil Coulson. Not sure yet. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.